Well, hey there, it's Jennie with the Wolek Group, Keller Williams Realty here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm excited to chat with our friend Tyler VanBeber with AMC Mortgage. Tyler, we love working with you when we get the opportunity with our buying clients. And we also love your high energy and commitment to relationships and really giving back. So just tell everybody who you are, how long you've been in this industry, and then we'll chit chat a little bit more about things that you're focusing on right now.
Cool. Well, thank you. Thank you again for having us today as well. Like you said, Tyler VanBeber with AMC Mortgage. In my Bartlesville office today, I kind of hop back and forth between Tulsa and Bartlesville just from a location standpoint. Been in mortgages since 2008. Literally the only thing I've ever done. Went from college to mortgage. I've done mortgages in Phoenix and Dallas and now in Tulsa. Moved to AMC in 2017. Been the best move of my life and really, really enjoy it.
I love that so much. Well, you've been in the business long enough to have felt the ups and downs and ins and outs and all the joys of real estate. And, we get to work with you through that as well. So what are some of the lessons that you've learned with the different markets over the years? And what are you really focusing on right now?
Yeah, so attitude is everything. I'm kind of known for being a little bit corny, so I focus on the corny stuff. Keeping a positive attitude, keeping the right energy, as the markets go up and down. Brittany and I, on the team talk about this all the time. I had to use her yesterday. Sometimes stuff can get to you and it's good to have positive energy. It's good to have positive partners. So I called Brittany yesterday and I was like, Brittany, I am using you today. I need some of your happiness and some of your positivity. So, not only working on it on yourself, but surrounding yourself with partners and, business friends that do what we do, experience what we do to make sure that we're staying on that right positive track. So that way I can get that same positive energy to our customers.
So you take that, you've learned a lot through, personal development and growth, that it's all about our mindset and our energy, but you also need to help buyers and sellers and the consumers that are considering buying a home and in the process. So how do you translate what you've learned personally to share with them through sometimes a challenging and stressful situation?
So I joke, I hate dealing with my own positivity. That's hard. I love sitting down in front of customers, coming in to where you have the balance of where you have a first-time home buyer that might have gotten a phone call to us that didn't necessarily want to make that phone call yet because they didn't think they were ready. And being able to change that mindset of, hey, I don't think we're eligible or ready to purchase, to surprising them with the cool news of, hey, yes, you can purchase. And not only can you purchase, but it's going to be easy. It's not going to be that hard. And sometimes that's even a hard emotion to overcome because they've gotten so down thinking they can't do it that now it's the surprise of yes, we can be overwhelming. To yesterday, I met with a couple from Oregon that are moving here and being able to talk the differences of, atmospheres between here and in Oregon. We got to talk about coffee shops. We get to break down those barriers of, hey, this is this big overwhelming transaction. When really, when we take all the layers away, it's not. Buying a home is a big deal, but it shouldn't be hard. And it's fun breaking down that barrier.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, in today's market, we've had some, recent interest rates going up, then back down and all of that. That's one thing we can't control, right? So, if you were giving advice to someone considering taking out a mortgage to buy a home, to go through that process, how would you consult them through today's world?
Yeah, so the thing that I always come back to is payment. I always joke when I bring this conversation, and this is a conversation that I do on every call, every meeting, is I say that we can control the payment. We can't control the rates. We can't control the purchase price, but we can control the payment. And I always kind of jokingly compare this to the car world. In the car world, all they want to do is talk about payment because they want to put you in that big, nice car. My world, totally opposite. Someone will call me and say, hey, I want a $400,000 house, but I only want to pay $1,200. And the reality is those things don't match up. So in my world, starting with payment, working backwards, that allows us to control the budget conversation. If I have a budget, if I have a payment that me and my family are comfortable with, that we know we can make, the rate is relevant, but in the scheme of your budget is not. It's as corny and, probably salesman-y as it is to say, you don't make a rate every month, you make a payment every month. So making sure that we, focus on the payment, make sure that we make a good decision on the payment. If we can control that, everything else takes care of itself.
So have you experienced where, people may start they're looking around and doing things online. So they might get advice from a website or some resource that may not be local to the Tulsa area in the market. And then they come to you, they've already have an idea of what they want to buy. Maybe it's more than what they actually can qualify for with that matching payment. So, what do you say to people thinking about it, about making a move, and they have maybe taken too many steps forward and you got to reel them back in to the reality?
Breaking down barriers first, connecting, getting that relationship built is important first, because people want to hear what they want to hear, not what they need to hear. So to put yourself in a position to be able to be honest, to be able to give that feedback, connecting is important. I always kind of compare it to the online world, and I probably explain and have that conversation a little bit differently, because that's where I started my career. The way that I explain on those information, the rates, the information you get from the national lenders is, and this is when you guys send me people, I have this explanation is, when you get on the phone with somebody with an online lender or a national lender, you got on the phone with them because they paid for an advertisement, they paid for the Zillow stuff, they paid to get in front of you.
Right.
If you get on the phone with me, I paid to get in front of you by hard work, by doing the right things, by building trust with an agent that sent you to me. So I don't have a benefit of just trying to say whatever I can say to get you to call me back. I've built a relationship so I can be honest with you. So someone that pays for your attention knows that they have to tell you what you want to hear to get that call back. In my seat, luckily, I don't have to do that. We get your call back by making sure that you go back to the agent and say, man, Tyler is awesome. He gave us so much information, shot us straight. And that's what in our business should be important, and what gets those calls keep coming.
Man, that is great insight. And I appreciate you sharing that, because that is a little twist on the reality. And we experience that as well, right? So it is about our relationships and how we treat people at the end of the day. So good stuff there. What do you want to share finally to, encourage people that may be uncertain about what's going to happen in the market, or if now is the time to make a move? What would you encourage them to do first?
Yeah, and those are true feelings, so that's another thing that we talk about all the time, is that perception is reality. So when we have these conversations, when someone reaches out to us with those concerns, I don't want to downgrade your concerns. Concerns are legit. There's a reason why we have them. But then there's also facts and reality of going back to the stuff that we can control. So one of the barriers that I like to break down is when someone gets in contact with me, or if an agent has connected me with somebody, but they're not really wanting to start that customer profile yet, is that reaching out to a local lender, reaching out to a local agent doesn't mean you're buying a house tomorrow. That means that we're setting expectations. So I tell people I'm an expectation setter. I'm not we're not buying a house tomorrow setter. The more info that we can get, from the beak of the mouth or whatever, the more info you can get on reality, on what our market is. Because the truth is that from a national perspective, our market is pretty weird. We're blessed in Tulsa to have a market that doesn't experience the same things that other markets do. Which is why we have, lower inventories, because people are wanting to move here because we have something hot going on in Tulsa. Yeah. So getting in contact with somebody, getting as much information as you can, and then getting enough data to help you make your decision. And that data not being, from Facebook, Instagram, or the news, unless obviously it's one of our videos or one of our posts. But
right, of course,
just killing it with data. I'm a chaos guy. I am not very structured. But when I make a decision, I kill myself, drown myself with data, because the data doesn't lie to you. Opinions do. Opinions can sway each way. But when you get the facts and the data, those are the easiest things that help you make a decision.
Such good stuff, Tyler. So how can people find you if they're ready to make a move, or just thinking about it in the near future, or ever, really? You're up for conversation anytime. How can people find you?
All over town. Hopefully I'm out there somewhere in some point. All over town, but my website's thebeardedlender.com. We always joke, Jennie and I were talking about this video, that my name, God bless, it's hard to spell, hard to pronounce sometimes. So I've tried to make it easier by just doing thebeardedlender.com. I work in Tulsa. We live in Owasso. The good and bad thing about the current times is that we're not that hard to find. So right. Look us up. Anywhere Brittany and Jennie and the team are, I'm probably somewhere close behind them, bugging them for not talking to me for a week. Yeah, thebeardlender.com has all my information on it. My office is in South Tulsa. I'm usually running around town now that I'm an endurance athlete. So usually pretty easy to find.
And you can always be found at a local coffee shop as well.
For sure. Yeah. I'm good with mortgages and coffee, either one.
I love it. Well, thank you, Tyler. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you sharing such great information, and we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennie.
Thanks, Tyler.